Good morning, guys. Okay, I am here and I am reading City of Lost Souls. I am so excited to carry on. The last book ended on such a cliffhanger, and I've been wanting to read this now. I've been wanting to get straight into it, and I just kept putting it off because I knew that I had this one and then one more, and it was just kind of going to be the end of the Mortal Instrument. So I've kind of been delaying the inevitable, really. But I'm ready. I'm excited to read it. It's nice. I am visiting my father's house because I'm in his bubble. And it's going to be really nice because I've got the house to myself because the dog is here and I'm babysitting him. And I get to just read in peace for a few hours, which is lovely. So I'm so excited to start this. I don't know how big it is. I don't know what it's like. Can we see how big it is? Let's 546 pages. So it's a little bit bigger than the last one. Significantly bigger than the last one. But I'm ready to do it. It's a good start. So, no immediate predictions. When we ended off last time, Lilith was back and she wanted Simon. I think she wanted to kill Simon to bring Sebastian back. So that's going to be interesting because I have a big suspicion that Sebastian's definitely going to come back. So that's a prediction, actually. I think Sebastian's coming back. But if she needed to kill Simon to bring Sebastian back, does that mean Simon dies? Or was Simon just one of any that could be picked and therefore someone else will die? That's interesting. I'd imagine, I don't really know Cassandra Clare that well, but I would imagine in a normal book, we're getting towards the end of the series now, so someone important should die. A big character. I don't know if that's going to be the case, because Cassandra Clare seems to have a way of killing people and then making them come back to life, or, finding a cop-out way of doing it. But I'd really like the idea of someone big dying. It'd be such an important moment for this series. It really showed the loss, like when it was City of Glass and Max died. That was such an important, pivotal moment for the series. Even though Max wasn't a main character, it was really important. So I'd hope something like that would happen, but I personally don't think it will. So my theory is Sebastian's going to come back. And that's pretty much it for this book so far. I'm excited to carry on and read. I don't really know what it's about. I know it's going to be focusing on Jason Clary, this one, because the entire back is about Jason Clary. But I'm excited. So I'm just going to get on and I'll chat to you soon. So I've literally just read the prologue and already it's incredibly intense. Like, I forgot Lilith had died. I forgot that was a thing. So, yeah, Lilith died. She killed Simon, and as a result she got killed because Simon can't die. Any wound inflicted on him gets inflicted on the person doing it, so he battered her, or she battered him with a sword, therefore she got killed with the sword. Dramatic and tense. Poor Simon is going through a lot of crap with his mum. His mum's found out he's a vampire and she wants nothing to do with him now, and it's so sad. He don't deserve that. And then Clarice just rang saying that since Jace was on the roof with Sebastian's body, they've both disappeared. There's glass and blood and he's gone, and oh, it's dramatic, it's tense. And that was 3 pages of a book. So, looking forward to carrying on. So here's something I never thought I'd say. I have started to like Alex's character growth in this book. I'm not too far in, but I think since book 1, he's grown as a person so much, and he's developed. You can still see that need to play by the rules, very strict, stern character. You can still see that, but he's also mellowed a lot, and you can see that, and it's felt natural. It hasn't felt as though he's just done a big personality flip. It's really been a natural development of his character, and I absolutely love that. I think it's excellent. I think when it comes to his relationships, he's still a whiny little bitch. But in terms of his character growth outside of relationships, like he's having a moment now with Clary and Isabel discussing the verdict of the council. And it's it feels natural. It feels like a nice developed relationship with Clary, especially because I know they don't have a great relationship. They basically tolerate each other. But it feels as though they don't mind being in each other's company. They do care for each other, just, you know, not as much because they don't like each other. And it definitely feels, even though it's a little bit awkward, it feels natural as well, and I really like that. So I just wanted to pop in and say, I don't 100% hate Alec. It's just, yeah, he's growing on me. Just not in terms of relationships. He has a lot of growing to do when it comes to relationships. Anyway, see you in a bit. So I've just had a thought. With this thing, all of Jace had to be marked being a shadow hunter when he was younger, and he got all these runes put on him, because that's what shadow hunters do. But it's said that when he died in book 3, all of those disappeared, which made him susceptible to being controlled, like mind controlled by Lilith. But now Clary's just saying he has a Parabatai connection with Alec. And she's just asked Alec, can you not sense him? Can you sense if he's alive or dead? With Jace dying and all of the Shadowhunter runes disappearing, would the Parabatai connection not sever as well? Just with him dying. Like, I think naturally, if all of his other Shadowhunter runes disappeared, I'd make the assumption that his... wow, lighting went really bad. But I'd make the assumption that his Parabatai one would as well. Like, it was a ritual. Like, Jace getting the things put on him, all the runes, was a ritual. Jace and Alec becoming Parabatai was a ritual. So why hasn't that ritual worn off? Is it because plot convenience? Or is it for another reason? I don't know. If you do know, let me know, because I don't know, and I'm finding it quite interesting. And I would like to be informed of this, whether it was just a mistake on Cassandra Clare's part, or whether it's, a genuine outcome. This Seelie Queen character freaks me the hell out. Like, I'm home, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, and my light bulb blew up, so I have to put one of the energy saver ones in, which is why the camera quality is bad. Not camera quality, it's the lighting. But anyway, this Seelie Queen is a great character. Every time she's in a scene, I'm just like, yes, I need to read more. But she is so scary. It really freaks me out, but I love the concept of them not being able to lie. I find that quite interesting because it's all about trickery and half-truths and things like that, and I like that. Changed my mind about Alec and Magnus. Alec's gone all stroppy again. So, we have just had a Jonathan and Jace moment where they snuck into the Institute to steal a book. That was, like, very unexpected. I really wasn't expecting that because I just kind of assumed Jace would be not so much a prisoner, but they wouldn't really trust him on missions. He would very much be a captive and only released to do things they were desperate for him to do. Like, I didn't expect him to just be out and about willy-nilly, chilling with his brother. Like, it was not expected. Weren't best pleased with it. I actually read this yesterday. I've not been in the mood to read at all. I've been a bit slumpy, emotionally just can't be bothered. I'm just a bit fed up, but it's fine. I'm feeling reading today, so I'm excited to carry on. But that moment, I was just like, what? No, that's not right. Jace can't do this. And I know it's obviously not going to be his fault and blah, 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 because he's going to be under a curse, but that's still not the point, is it? Like, he shouldn't be doing it. I'm excited to carry on. See you in a bit. So everything that happened between book 1 and book 5 has been 6 months. I don't like that. Like, it's literally just said these are all people that she didn't know existed 6 months ago. The fact that we experienced everything in the first trilogy in 6 months was hard to believe as it is, but also kind of feasible because
You know, Valentine wouldn't wait for years and years and years to do his plan. He'd do it quickly. But then the break between book 4 and book 3 and now book 5, it's only been 6 months. So Camilla's just said that there is no way Alec can become immortal and stay with Magnus forever, but there is a way they can always be together, and that is to make Magnus mortal, to take away his immortality. And I'm just thinking, if Alec even considers that, I will kill him. I will never forgive him for that. That I know he loves him. I know Magnus probably would give it up, but at the same time, I think, well, he hasn't so far, so why would he? And if it does the path of they're going to give each other up, like Magnus is going to give up his immortality and he's going to die just to be with Alec, I will be pissed. I will be so annoyed, and I hope that that is not the case. I hope Alec says, I'm sorry, but I'm not allowing you to do that. And I hope Magnus kind of agrees and says, good, because I ain't. Like, it's not about them being together forever. It's not about them freaking growing old and dying together. It's about them spending the time together that they have. Like, that is the best part about it. And if they change that, I'm going to be so mad. I really am. So all this stuff with Jace is not boding well. He is very much on Jonathan's side, and I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm very interested to know how Cassandra Clare goes about making us understand where Jace is coming from. Because if she just does the whole, oh, he was under a spell, so you have to forgive him thing, I won't be pleased. Because it's not just a simple case of, oh, you were under a spell, I forgive you. You've done bad, boy. Like, you need to earn my forgiveness right now. And you're not. So you need to, you know? Jonathan murdered Jace's little brother, and Jace is acting like it was nothing. He's even just referred to him as collateral damage. And I don't think there's any sort of redemption there, unless it's been written so well, and unless he does something so monumental I can forgive him. Because calling Max collateral damage is too far. So now Jonathan's just stabbed Luke, and Clary is still like, no, you can't kill Jonathan because Jace will die. He's just stabbed your frickin' stepdad. Kill your boyfriend, you stupid cow. It's getting very frustrating, and I'm not a big fan. So Clary needs to seriously just let Jace go. I have a theory that, well, not so much a theory, more of a way this should end. They need to kill Jonathan. They can't without Jace getting killed as well. Jace needs to sacrifice himself to kill Jonathan. And he needs to stay dead. Maybe that's how it'll end. I doubt it, because Cassandra Clare's not been one for killing her characters, is she? But that'd be a very poignant ending. And I really love the idea of that. So I hope that happens. So, Brother Jem, aka Brother Zachariah, has just turned up. And I love that. I love these. But that has just reminded me that the Infernal Devices ended with the fact that Jem came back as human and said it was all to do with a Lightwood and a Herondale and blah, 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 blah. So that's just reminded me that has to be a plot point in this book, surely. Not even in this book, but in this one and the next one. So that's going to happen. They have to do something to make Jem human again. And I'm very interested to see how that goes. If it is in fact this one, I mean, I don't know, but I think one of the series, I don't remember which ones, I think maybe the Chain of Gold ones? Maybe it's the Dark Artificers, I don't know. One of the series, I think, is set after, I don't know, after the Mortal Instruments. I don't remember which one, but one of them is. So it could be about that one, but I have a feeling because Brother Jem is in this now, it could be this one. And if it is, that means that has to become a plot point. Don't know how, don't know why, like, it doesn't make sense, but I'm interested to find out. So I'm really excited about that. So Brother Jem has just said that Jace and Jonathan are inextricably linked now, which means it's impossible to break that link. So they're either going to find a way to make the impossible possible, which I don't really like the idea of that because that's just plot convenience, isn't it? Like, if you just do something that's meant to be impossible, you're just like, really? Come on, be more creative. You shouldn't have written that into a story if you couldn't get yourself out of it. But it could also mean that Jace is going to have to die to kill Jonathan, which I also find really interesting, so I'm excited. Oh, I want to know how this turns out. I'm excited!
Right, so I'm in bed and I'm reading, and I have some opinions. For starters, Isabel and Simon, yes, that relationship I am on board with, I'm in love with it. But what I am not liking is that I feel as though some of these characters have regressed. They've now gone from these amazing characters that we saw grow throughout the Mortal Instruments series to basically exactly who they were in book one. It feels as though all of their growing up and all of their progression has now sunk back. Alex started out being very jealous and whiny and not liking anyone, not trusting anyone just because he was so in love with Jace. And he grew so much when he started with Magnus. And now he's regressed to being annoying and whiny and jealous and controlling and possessive because Magnus is with someone. So basically, he was in love with Jace. He grew so much when he met Magnus, and now he's just obsessed and practically exactly the same character he was in the first book, just with Magnus now. And then Jace's character. I know we're gonna have the whole I know we're gonna have the whole he's doing this cursey thing, whatever's going on with him and Sebastian. That's going on. And that's just his excuse. And we'll still have to be loving. Like, we'll still have to love him because that's what Cassandra Clare wants. We have to love our main characters. Whereas what I'm seeing is Jace starting this series as the bad boy who was just going to do evil because that's all he was good for, because no one can ever love him because he is the son of Valentine and he's nothing more and he's awful. He doesn't deserve love. That's why he pushes everyone away. And then over time, especially in the third book, we saw him grow so much into a character that was actually, in his mind, he was now worthy of love. And you got to see that progression. And I love that. I love to see that. I thought it was great. And I was finally going to get to see some of, like, the true Jace, the one that isn't just Valentine's son, but actually a human. And Jace has now just regressed to being exactly how he was. He is evil and sarcastic, and he pretty much just doesn't care for anyone. And it's regressed. It's gone bad. I'm not liking this book. I'm really not. Right now it is a 4-star, maybe even less. It's getting 3.5. Because I am enjoying it, but I don't like the characters. I think the characters have just flopped completely. Isabel and Simon, grown so much. Clary, she is making me mad. Doing the whole... Right. Sebastian and Jace were there in her house. Sebastian attacked Luke, and Jace got Sebastian out. Clary is now saying, regardless of the fact that Luke almost died, that she would do anything for Jace. And every time her and Jace are trying to be together, someone always comes along to ruin it. Clary, love, Clary, your boyfriend and your brother have just nearly murdered your father, or stepfather. And you're choosing him over your dad. I mean, maybe I've never been in love the way Clary has before, but I imagine if someone tried to murder my dad, relationship's pretty much over. I imagine if the person I was seeing was friends with someone who tried to murder my dad, relationship over. I mean, again, maybe I'm just being a bit dramatic, and that's just how life works. You know, you forgive your partners if they try to murder your family, but not really for me. And Clary is just, oh, but I love him, so everything's gonna be okay. No, no, it is really not. So I'm having a really hard time right now. The only people that are actually making this book worthwhile is literally Magnus, Simon, Isabel, and Jordan. I'm really liking Jordan, and that is literally it. So if this carries on, this book is getting a very low rating. Like in my opinion, it's not a very low rating. But Clary, Jace, Alec, I think they're pathetic in this book. It feels as though all of the growing they've done from book 1, 2, 3, and 4 just been wiped out when they're just back at book 1. So maybe that's Cassandra Clare's issue. Maybe that's just really bad writing. She's trying to make them go back to book 1 so that when we get to the final book, you get to see everything and you're like, oh, this is why I love these characters. Well, no, I'm sorry, not happening. I'm really disappointed. I'm actually really annoyed about this book. I don't even want to carry on. I want to just like put it down, never talk about it again because I'm really annoyed. But I'm going to carry on because I've dedicated myself and I've dedicated too much time. And I just hope Cassandra Clare gets a good way out of this. Because I will be so annoyed if this is just who the characters are.
So I've just reached chapter 8, which is part 2 of this book. And I'm going to call it there for this evening. I'm going to start again tomorrow. Jace has just come back for Clary, and she's agreed to go with him, obviously, with the whole Sealy ring thing where they can have the telekinetic thing she's doing with Simon. That's happening. And frankly, her and Jace can stay gone. That's literally where I'm at. But what I will say, I know I've just had this big rant about the whole Alec, Jace, Clary thing. I'm still mad about it. Don't get me wrong. But it balances out perfectly my hatred for these characters and my love for Simon and Isabel. Like, I get really mad when Clary and Jace and Alec are talking and breathing, but my heart warms to the point where I want to cry with beautiful emotion every time Simon and Isabel exist, because I love them. Two characters that I've loved since book 1, and my love has just grown. A lot of people hate Simon. Don't understand it myself. When you have people like Alec and Clary and Jace to hate, why hate on Simon, guys? Why? Why? Tell me. I need to know. But other than that, I'm done. I'm going to bed. I will continue in the morning. Or the afternoon. I don't know. Depending whenever I wake up and when I finish work. Yeah. So, night-night. See you when I read more.
So the price that Camille is asking of Alec to make Bay immortal is very high. Like, this is getting dramatic. Alec surely won't do this. It's not his nature to do this. If he does this, then Alec's personality is changed completely. He'd go against the rules, he'd go against the law, and to him, the law is word. There is no wiggle room. So I don't think he'll do it, which I hope. But I just don't know right now. He's so possessive and clingy of Magnus that if he doesn't do it, what was it all for? You know? I don't know how I feel. You know, I'm actually enjoying reading about Jordan and Maya. It doesn't feel like I'm reading the Mortal Instruments, if I'm honest, when it's like that. But it's a nice story. I'd be interested if they got like a spin-off book, even if it was just like a novella. Because I really like them, and I think it'd be quite an interesting story to follow. I don't know, I feel as though that'd be really nice. Ooh, I like it.
This book is taking me so long to read because I don't want to read anything with Clary and Jace in it.
So every time they're in a scene, it's taking me about 45 minutes. Like, I am on page 226, and I've been on page 226 for 20 minutes. A single page. It's the very first page Clary and Jace have come on in this chapter. I couldn't care less. We've just had a scene with Jocelyn and Magnus and Isabel and Simon, and I was like, yep, on board. Had a scene with Jordan and Maya, on board. Clary and Jace come in, I'm like, no, I'm bored of the book, I need to take a break. So that's not boding well for book 5 and 6. Not looking forward to that. But on the plus side, when I finish 5 and 6, I probably don't have to see Clary or Jace again. And I can move on to new characters and fall in love with them, and that's what we need. I'm really hurt about this book, guys. I'm really upset. I genuinely want to cry, because they've been 5 stars, and this one's just gone and ruined it. I need to just push through and get out of this chapter. I just need to push through this book and get myself ready for what's coming. I'm fine. It's all good. We're living life. Chat to you later. So although I'm not a fan of the Clary and Jace part of this story, I'm finding Sebastian / Jonathan to be a very interesting character. I want more scenes with him, but less scenes with Clary and Jace. But they share their scenes, so I don't know how to win that. That'd be great if he was having a scene with Isabel and Simon, because then it'd just be amazing. Favourite characters plus an interesting character. But I am intrigued. I do really want to know what's going on in Sebastian's head. I find that quite interesting. So I'm reading. I'm happy with reading. I felt a bit crappy yesterday. Just the Clary and Jace things just really disappointed me. But the rest of the story is good. So I've woke up with a fresh head. I'm like, right, put all of the Clary and Jace crap out of your mind. Start again. 'Twill be good. And I'm feeling it. So I'm going to keep reading. Go Connor. Be proud.
So I'm getting a bit stressed. It turns out, I'm just basically skipping parts with Clary and Jason. I'm not skipping them, I am reading them. But my brain is pretty much just glancing over everything they are involved in. Any scene. I'm really enjoying Jonathan as a character. I like getting to know him and his motivations more. But when it's just Clary and Jace, I'm just reading it like, cool, okay, awesome, woo. I'm just skipping. Like, you know when you read a page but you don't really take in anything that's being said? Like, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm not happy with that. But I love everyone else's scene. Like, I'm very torn on what to give it, like, rating-wise. But I'm disappointed. This is becoming the bane of my existence. The Magnus bane. Oh. I'm disgusted in myself. But it really is. So I don't know how to feel, other than hurt. I just can't wait to finish now. So I'm going to try and get to part 3 of this book this evening, which is about 60 pages away. And then ideally I'll finish tomorrow. I'll have to see. Maybe. I don't know. For now, see you later. Morning, guys. I got up to part 3 of the book last night, which is All Is Changed. And that is page 421. There is some number of pages. There's 500 and odd pages in this book, so I don't know how much I've got left. 546 there are. So 120 pages left to read today, which is definitely doable. I could do that quite easily. I just need to push myself, get it done. I don't know how I'm feeling so far, because the Clary and Jace part of it and the, oh god,
We haven't really heard much from Alec with regards to him making Magnus mortal. He did actually tell Camille he wasn't going to do that. But it wasn't because he didn't want to make Magnus mortal. It was because he didn't want to kill Raphael. Which, that's not good for me. Some people will read that and go, cool, we love Alec, thank you for not doing this to Bane. I'm reading that as, so if the stakes were lower, you would still ruin Bane's life and force him into this life without asking him whether he actually wants to be immortal. And then if he said, no, I don't, you'd guilt trip him and be like, oh, right, so you don't want to spend the rest of your life with me. Oh, Jesus. I've just made myself mad. But, yeah, we haven't really heard much from that recently, so that'll be interesting to see how that concludes. But the Clary Jace thing, it's really just, is ruining it. I don't care. I'm literally reading the Clary Jace scenes twice as fast. Like, at the start I was reading them twice as slow because I was like, oh. But I started reading them twice as fast because I'm glancing over what's being said, really, as opposed to actually reading it and understanding and taking it in. Just because I don't care. So, I love all of the others, though. I'm thinking the Clary Jace bit and the Alec bit is 2.5 star, because although I hate it not to the point of I can't read it, is I hate it because it's ruined the series. So 2.5 star. But the Simon, Isabel, Bane, Maya, Jordan, all of those scenes, love them. The characters are so good, the plot is really interesting, and I want to give that 5 stars. So I'm kind of torn between 3 and 4 stars for this one. I think the one thing I can guarantee is it's not getting a 5 star. No matter even how the ending is, I think this has to be the lowest rated book so far, and it won't be getting a 5. But I'm going to carry on reading and see what I think about it and see how it progresses. And I know we're not going to get much resolution because the next book is the end, but I hope we get a resolution to at least the Bane and Alec story, and Alec realizes what knobby attitude he has, you know. But anyway, catch up in a bit. Bye.
Right. I'm starting to see more of the original Jace again, and it's been made quite clear he's under a spell, and I know they say that, oh, he's under a spell and blah 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 blah. But it's quite typical that when they're under a spell, they're still in control of themselves. It's just their minds changing things a bit. Whereas this Jace is very different. Like, it's very clear that he is not in control of himself, because once he damaged the rune, he changed again completely. So I'm starting to warm up a bit to this Jace now. Probably going to hate him again because he's come back to the original uncaring Jace again now. But I like seeing that new Jace. What I don't forgive is Clary still being a knob, because she has just grassed on him. She's just grassed on Jace to Jonathan just to save his life, when the whole point of Shadowhunters is that their belief is that if they die in battle, it's good, it is worthy, because their job is to protect people, and Clary just don't care. And it really annoys me because obviously I get it, she loves him, she doesn't want any harm to come to him, but you also have to think, if Jace stays alive and therefore Jonathan stays alive, the world will be destroyed. I know that you're feeling, oh well, if Jace isn't there, my world will be destroyed anyway. But oh, shut up. It's just priorities, love. Save the world. Jace wants you to. He's literally just said it. And instead of saying, I understand what you want, it will kill me, but I will do it, she grasped on him. To the villain. Where's the logic? There is none. So, I hate Clary, but other than that, it's all good.
Right. The Simon and Raziel scene, perfection. I loved that scene. I loved the sacrifice he had to make. I love the fact that they took the mark now because it's less prominent on his head. But it just kind of shows Simon's character. He is willing to sacrifice the only thing that can guarantee his safety for those that he loves. Even to the point of Jace, who he doesn't even really like. He is willing to do that because he loves Izzy and he loves Clary. Simon is perfection. That scene was perfection. If we had more scenes like that, this would be a freaking 10-star book. I'm so happy with that scene. That scene has made my day. Really is.
We need a bit of incest gate with this book. It's this is uncomfortable. It really is. I mean, Clary just stabbed Jace. That is very unexpected. That is a scene I am happy with. I actually enjoy this bit. We're at the end of the book. Obviously, Cassandra Clare knows how to write an ending of a book. I'm happy with it. Oh my god, this has just got a bit tense, so I'm really excited to carry on, read it, finish it, and then I can give my final rating. I have this chapter and then the epilogue, so I'll see how I feel at the end of this chapter and I'll update you. If not, I'll probably update you once the epilogue is finished and I've finished the book. We'll see. See you later. Sorry, I'm back. I probably should be more scared that Bane's just been quite fiercely stabbed, but I'm not, because I honestly don't believe he's going to get killed off. I'm just worried that people will see that I've read this book and then say, whoa, you had no comments about Bane, and I just wanted to put that in here. I don't believe he's going to die for a second. When he got stabbed, I was like, cool, he'll be fine. Never mind. You know.
Maureen killed Camille. Am I meant to believe that? A vampire like Camille, who has been alive for hundreds of years, been taken out by a 12-year-old vampire girl. Really? Okay. I finished City of Lost Souls, and I'm really glad to be done. I was not happy with this book. I enjoyed it. It's definitely my least favourite. But in terms of these relationships, I'm not happy with Alec. He really annoyed me. I feel as though he's definitely dropped in my estimation. I thought Magnus had built him up and he'd become such a better character. Turns out not the case. He's flopped. But he did get his comeuppance, and I like that. I like that him and Magnus have now split up. Of course, I'm not stupid. I know they're going to get back together in the end because they're a lot of people's endgame, and I obviously know that they're going to get back. But I like that for now, that relationship was kind of, you are wrong, this was wrong, we're done. And I was happy with that ending, that conclusion. Obviously, as I said, I know it won't stay that way, but I was happy with it. Jace's character, I was happy with the whole taking over thing. I don't think it excuses it, because I don't now look at Jace and see this hero that I think Cassandra Clare wants me to see. I see him and I think you anger me so much, but I don't hate Jace as much as I did when I initially started reading this, because I kind of see the character switch, and I enjoy that a bit. I quite enjoyed that. What I didn't like was Clary, because I feel as though there was absolutely no excuse for the things she did. Grassing on Jace and getting him turned back evil rather than have Jace sacrifice himself. I understand, she loves him, but that was uncalled for. Her attitude in general to the people who are trying to help her was unnecessary. I feel as though she acted in a way of, no one cares about Jace as much as I do, but she was saying that to his family, who have known and loved him since day one. They know and love and care for Jace more than you, bitch. And it really annoyed me. And I can't forgive her character for that, because it did make every scene she was in unbearable. And I got really annoyed, even at the end. There was no sort of redemption, in my opinion, for Clary. Whereas with Jace, there was a little bit. With Alec, no redemption, but it was a very satisfying conclusion. And all of the other characters were elite. I don't know how I feel about the Maureen killing Camille thing. I personally don't think Camille's dead. I think she'll come back, and I think Camille is. I think this is part of Camille's plan. But I don't think a vampire that's been like alive for 200 and odd, 300, I don't know how many years, but a lot of freaking years. I don't think she's going to be so easily taken down by a psychotic child. Like, that's not happening. She is too smart. She's too smart and too clever. She has lived for way too long to be taken down now by a child. Not happening. So I didn't like that. And what else did I want to say? That ending, I found that quite interesting. I'm just going to move over a bit. Yeah, that ending, I found it quite interesting. The angel wings and things being sent over by Jonathan to the Institute. I really enjoyed Jonathan's character in this book. I found him quite interesting. I know that he's not really as depicted. I know that he is a bad guy all round. But it was nice seeing him and his story a bit more. I really enjoyed that. So I'm excited to carry on and read this book. I don't know what's happening with Jason, that fire thing. That makes no sense to me. I'm just going to breeze past it and hope that it's not too crucial in book 6. I don't know. But for now, I enjoyed this book more than I thought I would when I hit the halfway mark, because at that point I really didn't like it. But it is not a favourite. So I think I'm going to give this one... I think it's definitely one I'd read again. It would just be the one in the series I regret read. I think overall I'm going to give this one maybe a 3.5. I'm going to do a Goodreads official of 4, but I think personally it's a 3.5 from me, this one. Which is really sad because it'll be the first one that hasn't got 5 stars. But that's how it works. So that is it. I've read City of Lost Souls. I'm going to be moving on to the final book in the Mortal Instruments very soon, which is City of Heavenly Fire. And I'm interested to see how this story concludes. So, keep your eyes peeled for that one. And also, just keep watching for my future videos. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me everything. And that is it from me. So, thanks for watching very much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!